Yeah, especially with Terry. I mean, it even goes back further to when he was a kid. I don't want to give too much away, but, when he was a kid, he started seeing these things. So you got to think from there, he's been, possibly terrified. And then, obviously, when he got older and got into the military, it actually happened to him where he could remember, remember it, and it got all too real. So he's probably been terrified a lot longer than, 40 years.
Yeah, and the thing is, what damage does it do to people? I mean, you can kind of block things out, right? But you know what? There's going to be certain times of the day, maybe you can go a couple days without being terrified. But I mean, it's always that thought's going to come back. Am I going to be abducted tonight? And why do they keep abducting people over and over again? What's the reason? That's the part I don't understand. Why are they implanting people? What is the implants doing? Is it like what we do? Like we sit there and we put radio transmitters on, certain fish, certain, like elk and all this stuff, bears and all this stuff to see how they migrate. Is that what they're doing to us?
I think one of the reasons for the implants, I think it collects and transmits data on the human body, on how it works, how it functions, the nervous system, all different functions like that, along with maybe they can track us and other things. And as far as the weapons go and the gun, that one report I got a couple of weeks ago from, I think, North Carolina, the guy was a retired police officer, him and his wife camping. UFO come up on him. He went to reach for his gun, got the hand on the gun, and he couldn't lift his arm. So, you're powerless against them. They have abilities to immobilize you.
Yeah, I really think that. It's a shame when we had Timothy Cullen on here the other day. For some reason, he just didn't want to talk about it. And, we tried to ask him, didn't we, James, questions, and he just didn't want to talk about it for some reason, which he's been on the show about 5 times, and all the other times he's been more than willing to talk about his encounter, implant, and this time it was like pulling teeth from a baby. It was really hard, and it makes me wonder if he is going through some emotional thing of maybe being repeatedly abducted over the years.
Yeah, I definitely feel that. I actually also think he still has an implant somewhere that is affecting him. And I don't know if it's playing with his mind. I definitely, you're right. He has a lot of inner battles going on, unfortunately.
Well, you know what I find very strange with Timothy Cullen? His phone systems. Now, this last time, because we had problems the previous time, he got a new phone. He got a new cell phone, a military-grade cell phone, not a cheap one. And you know what? As soon as we got him on the line and we started talking about, the abduction part or the implant, James, you know what happened. The weird garbage sound started coming in, and it made it almost impossible to carry on the conversation. I tried it, and I did. But, I mean, it was so much static in the line. This is after he's got a new landline, new everything. And it's just strange when we talk about it, what happens with him.
Just like clockwork. This was the third interview. This was like the third experiment. It was, I think, four different phones or phone lines, and every time you get to a certain buzzwords or a certain topic, when certain answers are coming up or subject, the static comes in and you lose it, and it's amazing, but it happens every time. And that makes me wonder if he has that another implant, and they're hearing this, they can kind of control or kind of dictate what they want him to say or what they want people to hear. I mean, it's just a theory. Can't prove it, but
Yep.
Well, it's something.
I was just thinking that.
Yeah.
It's either government or them doing that to his phone. I mean, that's wild.
Oh, I think it might be the mixture of both. By the way, I'm going to end the Facebook Live feed. You can go on to the website, Night Dreams Talk Radio, and click on live, and you'll hear Terry Lovelace talking about his abductions here in about 10 minutes. So I want to thank everybody who's been watching Facebook Live, and, we'll catch you maybe on Facebook Live again tomorrow. But don't end the show. Go to www.nightdreamstalkradio.com and continue on. And all you guys on Facebook, have a good one. So we ended that on that. So there we go. And anyway, so we got like 2 minutes. James, give me a minute, and then Ryan, give me a minute of talk.
Go ahead, Ryan. You got something to report?
Yeah, you know what? I was just going to say, going back to Terry, is I wonder what his blood type is. I can't remember if it's said in the book or not, because, a lot of abductees have the same, same type of blood. And it goes back to also, if you think about all the park cases, a lot of those people are, athletic. They're from a certain ethnicity. They eat the same type of food. It's just crazy that a lot of it goes in the same group like that. So I wonder why those specific, people. That just, I don't know. Maybe tonight you can ask him about his blood type.
Yeah, that's a good point. I do want to say there was a report of three UFOs way up in the sky in a daylight. It was a daylight sighting, and there's video of it, and that was on December 27th in Ilion, New York. And it's very intriguing. A triangular-shaped formation in the sky above that town in New York, and it's broad daylight, and it's in the video. And I don't know what to make of it, but it is a daylight sighting.
Okay. Well, hey, Ryan, till next week, I want to thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Okay, my friend, you take care, and we'll catch you later.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Well, James, guess what?
Break time.
It is break time. So we'll be back in about 3 minutes, and then we'll have the news, and then we'll have Terry on.
The annals of time. One thing that comes through. We are not alone in this universe. It's a thought that rings true. Ancient cave dwellers drew spacecraft on the walls. It's a recurring theme. I've seen the same thing while walking late at night, and I know it's not a dream.
From Malmstrom to Manat, Boston to LA, there are people asking questions and they will not go away. But what has been seen might not be what it seems. The government's shadows dance in the sea.
If you tell the truth, they will ridicule everything you say and do. It's all part of a deception. It's a puppet master's tool. And I've seen those craft shut down just to silos from 10 miles away. And there ain't nothing that the Pentagon can do. They can't make them go away.
From Malmstrom to Manat, Boston to LA, there are people asking questions and they will not go away. But what has been seen might not be
spacecraft and stargates are really nothing new.
Night Dreams Talk Radio, After Dark, wants to give a big shout out to all the truckers that listen to our show. Night Dreams Talk Radio Network brings you the World Paranormal News with James Creechbaum. Now, the latest news.
I'm James Creechbaum with the Paranormal and World Changes News. Well, a mysterious flying object spotted along the Florida coast on New Year's. Now, it was near Fort Pierce. Early risers on Florida's Treasure Coast may have noticed what appeared to be a mysterious rocket launch. There weren't any scheduled launches at Cape Canaveral, and it's unclear what occurred. Now, the photos show an object going through the air with a tail of fire behind it. Further information may be coming in. Also this morning, a bus-sized asteroid buzzed by us at 18,400 miles an hour. And the asteroid named 2019 AE3, it passed this morning around between 10 a.m. and 1 p.m. could have been seen. And it was roughly the size of a city bus going at 18,000 miles an hour, another near object. FAA launches an investigation into mysterious drones. There's been all kind of sightings of these drones. Officials across multiple government agencies are now working to determine who is behind the Colorado drones. Sightings of these mysterious drones, which were initially reported over Colorado's Phillips and Yuma counties, have since spread to multiple additional counties as well as to neighboring Nebraska. Also, the best evident UFO lesson I ever had, a New Year's Eve anecdote. Well, a new year, a new decade is coming to an end, and with it the promise that 2019 was going to be the year of disclosure. Well, you'd think that by now UFO busts would have gotten tired of these failed predictions. Anyone remember when Obama was going to be the disclosure president? But no, they all just continue to race the blackboard and change the date. Hopefully things will change sometime. Also, forget coffins. This company will swirl your ashes into a beautiful glass creation. The Seattle-based company will take your ashes from your grieving loved ones and create a cremation jewelry by swirling your ashes into glass for those who have passed away. Next news break, top of the hour.
You're listening to Night Dreams Talk Radio, After Dark, with our host, Gary Anderson.
And I am back. And you know what, James? It's just not swirling your ashes into the glass to make, all kinds of interesting, artifacts of your past life. This state also is, as of January 1st, they can now, make basically compost your body. And we're the first state offering that. Think about that.
Yeah, I've actually got another story coming up later on about a compost. I don't think it's from your state, but yeah, I remember when that came through a few months back. But yeah, that's something to think about, isn't it?
I sure wouldn't want my composting to be next to somebody's tomato plants.
Yeah, really. You go out to water the plant and say hi to Uncle Harry.
Yeah, well, I don't know about that. That's not it. Here you're eating a tomato, which is part of Uncle Harry. Yeah. So are we then cannibals?
You know what? That's a good theory. You could be sitting there and people say, boy, I really miss so-and-so. Well, he's now a part of you.
Yeah, and do you poop him out?
Oh, you had to go there.
Well, what do you want me to say? I'm not going to lie.
But
you'll be absorbed into your body, just like those tribes in Africa that, eat the loved